Yo.
Hey now.
What up, GM? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Friday. Here for the NFT NYC recap alpha. We all buying a Solana phone? I already pre-ordered mine, my friend. You buying a Solana phone?
The only thing I dislike more than are participants who made the same joke of that the Solana phone would go down. Come on, let's make a more nuanced joke than that, everybody.
I didn't make a joke.
I hate,
you're just saying, like, in general, if the joke was being made.
I was talking about crypto Twitter, not you.
Oh, okay.
I just hate it when people pick the low-hanging fruit, like, oh, Ape Fest is the only place where there's no line at the women's bathroom. Like, oh my god.
Yeah. Been there, done that.
Low-hanging fruit.
We get it. We're all a bunch of fucking nerds. It's all right. It's all right.
Oh no, it's not the
They'll
comment.
understand one day.
It's not the comment on nerd. I'm a comedy snob. Okay, I'm a humorist. All right. Stop making the obvious. But everyone's brain makes the obvious joke on its own. There's no need for it to be said.
Well, what would your joke be?
Asshole, I can't say it. You know that Reddit forum channel, Am I the Asshole? Have you ever seen that where people lay these things out? And it was like,
I genuinely used to really like Reddit. It's just a fucking cesspool now. But yeah, go on.
I say that a lot.
It's terrible.
Well, I also sense that you really loved it too, and you miss it.
I mean, okay, so it's a pretty decent aggregator of news and stuff like that, but man, the narratives that are pushed on that thing are so toxic, and this idea of like nobody should have to work, blah blah blah, nobody should have to do this. I get it. I'm all for fairness. I'm all for equity, equality, all that stuff. Like 100%. But it's shifted so far to these ridiculous levels that I actually think most people are just like buying into it on a very detrimental to their own well-being level. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
My boss showed up 1 minute late for work, but he should be strung up. Like there's anti-work, work reform, like all of this stuff that's just like I don't know, like the government should,
that's what it is.
But I am again, I'm not a big conspiracy theorist, but damn, like I gotta believe that like there are people, very sophisticated marketing people, that are pushing these narratives very hard on that platform, and they are being gladly accepted. You know what I mean? Like on there, if you are a Republican in any way, shape, or form, and I'm not even talking about the far right, anti fucking everything. I want as many guns as I possibly can, and it is what it is. I'm not even talking about that. I'm just like slightly right leaning. You're still there for the human rights. You're still there for all of these sensitive topics, but like you are, if you are the R word, like you are fucking go to hell, die a miserable death. You're the scum of the earth. It's crazy. There's no rational, logical, nuanced discussion on that site anymore. Anyway, sorry. Am I the asshole? Yeah.
Am I the 3 chicks went random girls went on Instagram and they DM'd Champagne Poppy, aka Drake, to meet them at a restaurant for dinner. And like
showed up.
They sent 7 texts and he didn't answer them, and then he shows up at the restaurant.
Okay. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it was telling the audience.
No. Sorry, I didn't know if that tied into the "Am I the Asshole" thing.
No.
Oh,
it's a great story.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could test 1170 again. That'd be healthy. It'd be because it took us so long to get above that 1170, 1180. That if we rally to say anywhere, like if we rally to say 1280 or anywhere now in between, we got up to I think 1230 before this little pullback here. A pullback to 1180 would be healthy. If we lost that area and stayed underneath, that would indicate to me that this is a failed breakout and we're going back to the lows. I expect there to be a little contention at 1280 because there is such a volume vacuum above that. If you look at the volume profile on ETH, most of the ETH has been traded under 1300 and above 1700. That means there's a very large gap in the volume profile between 13 and 17. If ETH could catch a bid above 1300, a real bid, not just like pokes above and then cut, a real bid above 1300 would probably cause a short squeeze all the way up to 17, and it would happen pretty fast. 17 will be major contention. I don't know if there's a big pullback, a month-long sideways crab, whatever it is. 17 will be tough because above 17 it really gets crazy on the short squeeze side. But given the bullish divergence in the oscillators and RSI, the way the short-term moving averages, like the 1 hour, the 30-minute, everything underneath that, and of course now the 4 hours, which are flattening out and turning up, all the signs of a bottom are there. That does not mean the bottom is in. It means that all the variables, everything you want to see before one is there. This is as good a chance we're going to get as a counter rally, bounce, bottom, summer retreat, whatever you want to call it. There's as good a chance as we're going to get. All the bullish signs that you need are there. There's very few bearish ones left. Let's see if we build on it. It's a bear market. As Decoy pointed out, that 1170, 1180 resistance band that now ideally is support. Hopefully we have turned it into support now. That's the critical level to watch. That's basically it. So I want to see us hold 1180 over the weekend, and I think next week will be very up only. We may start to chill here just because everybody finally seems to be turning a little bullish again, and of course they have to kill the latecomers because it's kind of been up only since $864, even though everyone's been scared to buy all the way up. So they probably need to punish these people who are jumping in really late here. I wouldn't necessarily go 10x leverage at 1280 because we could pull back 10%. Wouldn't be crazy. So that's basically it. That's why if we get above 1280, I think the squeeze happens pretty quickly. There's mild resistance at 1500. The 200-week exponential moving average on ETH is between 1500, 1550, depending on which charting software you are using. That would be slight resistance, but I still think the squeeze would continue up to 1700. We get above. So there's your level to watch: 1280, 1300. Watch that.
You've talked about this before, but like I'm just curious again because I'm kind of learning live with you when you start talking about a little bit of like light technical analysis and whatnot. If we make it back up to that $1,800 mark and then trade sideways, are we building a reverse head and shoulders there?
Well,
is that what that is?
You could see one there but everybody is talking about the inverse head and shoulders at the bottom. Look at that little bottom down there. You see the head poke down and then the shoulders.
Oh, these right here. Even smaller.
Look at that. Yeah.
Okay. I was looking at this bigger one, like from here to there.
That's not it. Yeah, I mean, kind of. It's not really a head and shoulders. You could kind of make that. If it is, those type of technical patterns aren't going to mean that much in this bear market. You are right now.
I like this Mount Everest pattern
Ooh,
we've got going on
I
here.
mean, that is the most pronounced head and shoulders I've ever
Oh yeah, true.
and
He's wearing some like
if you bought into that pattern, you were like, yep, that's a legit head and shoulders, and you played it, it worked out very well. That was a perfect textbook head and
so
shoulder.
if we include this bump here, and then is this a shoulder, and then is this a head?
No.
I'm just fucking. I'm not.
No,
going
well, the truth is, if you use traditional technical analysis to measure that head and shoulders, it would go into negative numbers on ETH,
right. Yes.
the pullback. So,
Yeah. Right. Down. Right.
um,
Well, hey, it happened to gas, so ETH is gas too, right? Or oil. Sorry.
Yep.
No, I'm just kidding. We're not going there.
Well, ETH
You
futures
get paid to make transactions. That sounds good.
Futures can go negative. Any future could go negative. The conditions needed to make an ETH future go negative are probably non-existent. But
Speaking of futures, S&P 500 market opened 15 minutes ago, doing a-okay. Obviously, I'm on the 10-minute delay, as we've realized last show, but S&P up almost 1.2% right now, from what I'm seeing. So
it's even higher, 10 minutes in the future here.
No, New York was in a different time zone.
Yeah, no, and this is the other thing. Macro is looking very bullish right now on a technical level. If we were to stay above 38.25, 38.25, 38.30 on the S&Ps was a major level. We've broken above right now. If we fade into the end of the day and fall below 3,800, that's probably bearish. That's probably not looking good into Monday. If we hold this breakout, I think 4,000 to 4,100 are in our cards next week, because remember, something I've been talking about for a while, end of month flows, okay? And it's not only that, it's mid-year flows, okay? You have pensions, central banks around the world, and funds who have about $250 billion in cash that they are going to deploy in the last week. My guess is they're going to be buying tech stocks, beaten down sectors, and the like. So that will propel the market higher. The only issue in crypto is that we have a bunch of stuck, insolvent people. They need money. They need liquidity. They're going to take every new resistance level as a chance to sell. What we have to find out is there enough buy pressure from actual new money? And I'm not talking about short covering, because short covering rallies don't last. But is there enough new money coming in to counter all the people that are going to be liquidating at every resistance level in ETH? We will see. I hope so. I hope so. But macro will give us a tailwind, I believe, because, boy, it continues to even ramp higher as we are talking here, looking pretty phenomenal. And that should be a tailwind for crypto into next week. I mean, I really think that the economic data is going to start showing how inflation has already been cooling off. I mean, look at oil. The big story the last 2 weeks in markets was oil topped at $123 a barrel and is now sitting at 106, 105.80. Okay. This is the major pressure on everything. Okay. Where does all the other inflation come from? Well, shippers and trucks and all that have to pay more money to get it to you. That's where the majority of your energy. This is where the majority of
this is what I was going to ask you last week, and then we went down the explanation that the inflation numbers are like a 12-month kind of rolling average. But I think the inflation print is supposed to come out July 13th. I saw a list there, July 10th or July 13th. I don't know. It was a weird number because every other one was on the 10th of each month, and then July was the 13th. I'm not sure why that would be. If that comes in, and what was last time? 8.7, 8.6?
8.6.
If it comes in at 7, is that like just incredibly bullish? Is that like, oh, okay, like Maybe it has
Oh,
topped.
it has nothing to do with the previous number. It's all about year over year, and we don't know what the estimates are. It's all about beating the estimate. If the estimate was 10% and we came in at 8, we could rally off of that. It's all about where economists at, because now the next estimates are out. The market understands, and I don't know, I haven't looked up what they are yet, but the market understands what economists are thinking. So they're pricing that in right now. If there is a positive surprise from whatever that estimate is, that should cause a rise. We don't know quite yet whether we are in an era of good news is good news or bad news is good news. When you get into situations that are Fed induced, as this pullback is completely Federal Reserve induced, because raising interest rates traditionally kill stocks, and especially the high beta ones that have been the large majority of gains over the last few years, i.e. the NASDAQ, ARK, Cathie Wood type stock. The Fed knew it would absolutely kill those things. Also crypto, highly leveraged, new technology, very dependent on low interest rates and free flowing money. The Fed knew it would kill those things. So this is largely intentional, and we now need to see here whether they think they've gone far enough in doing that. The large issue here is that they have said they will do anything to stop inflation, and they're not concerned with what markets are doing. That's a very scary phrase for markets to hear. But are they behind the curve? Are they ahead of the curve? I think at this point now, they're actually ahead of the curve, and the market is still pricing them behind the curve. This is what the data is going to point out over the next month or two. Then the data probably gets bad again. At least that's what I'm surmising right now. Just as we did on the way down, we have to play everything by ear. We have our assumptions, and then we have to see how reality actually pans out.
All right. I find all of this stuff incredibly fascinating, but I spent almost zero, part of my earlier life understanding it, and I think that's it's a shame that I know that you don't have to learn all of the minor intricacies as you're growing up about what like the economy is, inflation, all of this stuff, but like there's really not a whole lot there unless you specialize in it in your education. And I don't know. I just think that it's important to know these things, even if you're not like using them, right? Like I think people see a lot of this stuff, and it's very easy to just show numbers and say numbers bad, and everybody goes numbers bad. You know what I mean? I know I'm kind of just talking kind of blindly here, but.
Well, I mean, there's been a negative feedback loop built up at this point. There is not going to be some all clear. It's all the bears aren't going to go, yeah, okay, we're done. It's bullish again. Yeah. That's just not how it works. We are going to bottom in the thick of the shit. It's going to feel like everything is going to zero, like nothing's ever going to get. It felt like that last weekend, okay? So that could have been a bottom. Doesn't mean we can't go test it again. Doesn't mean the volatility is over, but that's what the fuck it felt like, and very few people were willing to buy. The idea is hindsight bias, where you look back at a bull market and you see the chart goes from bottom left to top right, and you're like, oh, I would have bought there and held to there. But nobody knows. No one's giving you the all clear. There's bears the whole way. These bears right now that seem like fucking geniuses. There's like 3 of them that were bullish all the way up and called the top. All right. The rest have been bearish the whole time. They're always telling you that it's too expensive. We're near a top. It doesn't make sense. The growth is slowing down. All this type of shit. And they're not going to give you the all clear right now. The recession, if it happens, is not happening till next year. We've priced it in like we're in it. What is going to happen when the market realizes we're not? That's what we're gearing up towards right now.
I'm trying to like put myself in this like 3-4 years ago mindset of like where we were then and what it feels like, and does that feel like what we're in right now? And it kind of does, if I'm being honest with you. So this chart is like end of December 2017. We had a huge run up there, down. Oh God, thank God we're back. You know, in February, no, down. Oh, thank God we're back up to 800. And then it starts getting less dramatic. But to me, it's almost like this dip here was down to 184. And believe me, up here, nobody ever thought we were going back down to 184 here. They had that relief bounce. Oh, good. We're back over 200, 240, whatever. Trade sideways for a while. And then it's like, nope, there's more to come. So I'm like, to me, it feels like we could potentially be right there. You might get some sideways action. Could there be more to come? Can we test that? Can we break that? Maybe. I'm just trying to be realistic with myself about like how these things do last longer than you always think they can, right? The market is incredibly patient, and it will.
I will stick my neck out and say that's not going to happen. Now,
okay, no, and that's good to know too, because I'm not saying it will, but I am just saying like mentally, like I know that I have been in this spot. There's been some relief after it. And then a couple months later, you're like, oh, it's not over yet. You know, like that's.
While I don't think the pain is over, I think crypto's in a much different place than it was
100% agree.
2017. And
100% agree.
There's so much that has been built, is being built. And I mean, NFT NYC is a great example. Like I see that, and I know it's not going to experience a 4-year bear market. I just can't see it. I mean, I think that can happen if macro gets worse and we fall into a deep recession and we get some kind of multi-year macro bear market as well. I think a lot of the debate right now is whether what we're in was the everything bubble. You're hearing this term a lot right now. I want to say it was coined by Ray Dalio, or maybe Michael Burry. I can't remember who coined the term. I've seen it.
People are waiting for housing and credit to fall
right.
back. Yeah.
But this is the everything bubble. And why is it an everything bubble? Because of all the printing of central banks giving people money to invest in assets. So everything goes up, right? It makes sense. It's the everything bubble. So people are debating, was that what we just saw? Was that big crash? If this was the everything bubble, yeah, it could go into a 10-year sideways. Forget a 4-year. It could go into a 10-year sideways depression. And that's certainly possible. If this,
go.
All I'll say is if this was not the popping of the everything bubble, I think that the bear market will be over by next year. I don't know when we make new all-time highs, whether it's next year or the year after, but I don't think that it's going to be a sustained 2 or 3 year depression.
So you think it's going to be short-lived, i.e. 1 year, or very long-lived?
I think we either already bottomed or will bottom in the fall, and that we will climb back at least to 2000 before there's sideways action and debate about what's going on. I don't think that this is going to be a quick relief bounce, a fall to $400 or whatever the analog would be with that last, and then we go sideways at $400 for 2 years. I just don't think it can happen with what is there's so much stuff that was being built over the last couple years that hasn't been released. That's now going to be released. It's not even that stuff has to be built. There's stuff being built. I just think there's a lot more to crypto than there was back. There was all Ponzi's back then. It's mostly Ponzi's now. It's not all it's mostly. That's an improvement. That's going to be a higher base than last time. Yeah. Well, and to speak to that quickly, I tweeted it out yesterday again, and all these things are up 100% off the lows, so just take that into account right now as I say it. But we've talked about the coins with actual revenues on this show: Uniswap, CurveDAO, Looks, Rare, X2Y2, these ENS, okay, all
big time ENS, yeah.
big time ENS. All of these coins have the potential to eventually be stocks that bear you dividends. And are
what a great segue into the article I have pulled up.
Oh, awesome! I love it. So
I'm gonna read this, and we're gonna talk about that too because it's perfect. Bank of England Deputy Governor says crypto crash survivors could become tomorrow's Amazons and eBays. The latest crypto slump could be decisive in determining the industry's future winners, according to the Bank of England Deputy Governor John Cunliffe.
Bank of England.
And yeah, so that was the first thing I was going to say. If you've watched this show on any regular schedule,
the Bank of England of all the banks.
Man, yeah, my least favorite bank. I'm never banking with them. No, the UK is notoriously bearish on crypto. They hate crypto ads. They want regulation. They don't really like it. And I've always said this is the old guards, gasp for the last breath of air as they see kind of their reign of I don't want to say terror, dominance kind of comes to an end. This is surprising coming out of the Bank of England to say that there are things to be bullish about in crypto. Did go on to say that this current crypto market crash is a lot like the .com crash of the late 1990s, and suggested that the survivors could evolve into the Amazons and eBays of tomorrow. This is the other thing I want to highlight out of this article. The analogy for me is the .com boom when $5 trillion was wiped off of values. This was 32 years ago, and $5 trillion was wiped off of values. So not only are they comparing it to that time, but if $5 trillion was wiped out, that was 2.5 times basically the all-time high of the entire crypto market. There's a lot of up to come, and if the Bank of England is excited about it, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I should be scared, but this was great, and so that's why, great segue into what you were just saying. There are coins right now that are generating real revenues, providing real world products that can be used, and a lot of them in a way are bridging Web 2 to Web 3, or even just reducing friction. ENS names, we had these long ETH addresses that you can't just say to somebody, oh, just send it over to 0xA2BAT, and then rattle off 45 digits or whatever that is. These things are important. These things are what Web3 is all about. Looks Rare, X2Y2, being able to participate in the success of a network the same way you're buying Ether for the usage of the Ethereum network. Hit it.
No, so here's something that there's a popular meme about where you had your family buy last Thanksgiving, right? When ETH was $4,500 or $4,600, and nobody wants to go see their family. I actually have the opposite story. I told my family.
I don't talk about this shit in the bull market.
Right.
I'll talk about it not a lot in the bear market, but if there's people that I know have been kind of interested and be like, man, now is not the worst time to start DCAing. I don't go and tell people buy ETH at 4,500. No, you should have listened to me 2 years ago.
So they finally started to ask me, and I said, yeah, it's a good time. I'm not putting them in ETH. That portfolio I just listed to you, I think it's going to go up 10x more than ETH. And here's the thing. Okay, so here's the debate, right? Was it 1999 or 1992? This is what we're wondering right now in regards to crypto and the NASDAQ, all right? Do we have 7 more years of discovery and a major bubble coming in 2029? Or was this it? Was this the everything bubble? This was the pop and blah, blah, blah. If this was the everything bubble, the analogy with the NASDAQ would be ETH stays here in a $1,000 to $1,200 range for the next 10 years. And the things like Amazon and Apple and all these other companies that turned into the behemoths of our day will be allowed to flourish. But the NASDAQ itself did not make new highs until 13 years later or 15 years later.
Because it was busy washing out all of the other shit, right? Like
Washing out all the other shit. So are we going to enter a period where ETH just crabs between $1,000 and $1,200 for a decade, but huge things are built on top of it? You know, can Uniswap 10x, can Curve 10x while ETH stays here at? Yeah, I very much think it can. So I am putting my family into that portfolio. It's a leveraged bet on ETH, and I love that portfolio. So I wouldn't even, if I was like, all right, I'm going to hold something here for the next, 5 years or 6 years, it'd be that portfolio, because I think whether ETH makes new highs in a year or two or not, these things are going to flourish over the next 5 or 6 years.
Here's another article I was bullish on, and again, just while we're kind of firmly in this bear market recessive period, you have not seen big companies shy away from crypto. And when free market says 2017, 2018 was different, this is one of the reasons why it was different, because then anybody that was associated with crypto, maybe ahead of the curve, being like, oh, this crypto thing's kind of cool. I'm talking about big companies. There were few and far between, but the second it went down, they were like, well, blah, blah, blah. We were just experimenting. Not a big deal. Right now, even down 70, 80% or more, big companies are leaning into crypto, understanding its use cases, and they're willing to let you part ways with it for their own goods and services. And just remember that. Some of the biggest companies in the world are willing to accept crypto now, because if you buy a pair of shoes from them for $1,000 right now, there's a very real possibility that in 2-3 years, that pair of shoes is worth $10,000 in revenue to them, which is huge. I'll get to the article. Shopify adds NFT gated option for online retailers. The e-commerce platform is allowing brands to make their shops more exclusive. So now you'll be able to have a Shopify store where only people that hold an NFT can actually do that. This is brilliant, because there's one big issue with gated NFTs, like selling your merch to somebody that has an NFT, because so many people operate under pseudonyms that don't want to be doxxed. And a lot of times you got to kind of just bite the bullet and hope that whoever you're agreeing to allow send you stuff and whatnot is operating in good faith, and that information is going to be safe and secure. We can debate whether or not you feel that way about Shopify, but it's going to be a pretty good option if you've ever used that, to be able to maybe link it up. I think this is really cool. I think it's one of the things that NFTs are very, very useful for, and I'm bullish that a big company like Shopify is leaning into it.
Yeah, this is why I just don't think we're going to see a sustained bear market, or if we do, it will be like the one I described to you, where maybe spot itself isn't going to give you any great returns, but there's going to be so many opportunities. All right. And Shopify, I mean, we have had Shopify, eBay, and Uniswap make huge moves into the NFT space during NFT NYC, which is not an accident. They did this on purpose, maximum effect for the right ears at the right time. And we have a huge digital asset conference, July 14th, here in New York, sponsored by the likes of Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan. That, I believe these entities are moving into crypto in a large way. It is hard for me to see a sustained bear market with those things on the horizon. I'm not trying to be ignorant of what could happen. I'm just calling it as I see it, and I'll adjust to reality as I did on the way down.
Sure. You have to.
I know, but I do. This is how I see it right now, and I'd like to see how these things bear out over the next few months, and then we'll really know what we're in for. I do think by the end of the year, we're going to understand what we're in for.
Shopify, with a little nod and understanding of the Web3 world, named it the GM shop. Of course, theirs is for gated merch, but nice little nod there. So yeah, they just revealed that they're partnering with Atom Bomb Squad, Doodles, World of Women, Invisible Friends, Super Plastic, Stapleverse, and Cool Cats NFT collections to create token gated storefronts that will be expanding. Absolutely. Atom Bomb Squad with quite the marketing push during NFT NYC too. Staging those kind of fake protests that got everybody up in arms until they realized that it was all just a marketing gimmick, but it was pretty well done.
Yep.
You saw. I'm assuming you saw that. Yeah.
I did. Good stuff.
God hates NFTs and all that stuff.
Yeah, Atom Bomb Squad, good marketing there.
Yeah.
Let's
get into that. Let's get into NFT NYC.
Sure.
Keep going. Sorry.
Yeah, it's always a good opportunity to make some noise for your collection. There have not been as many, or maybe it has been the same number, but I'd say the only collection that really saw a big sustained cook was Doodles because of their announcement, and it seems well deserved.
Yeah,
given what they announced between both the structural stuff like Pharrell coming on and the actual tech. Right, I think people are way too focused on branding in NFTs and not as focused enough on the tech. I think great tech is going to win long term because that's what this is about. This is what smart contracts and NFTs and all. It's not that branding isn't important and can't take you to a godlike level. I think that's what Yuga is doing so well. But I do think in the end, the tech is just as important, and innovation from not just NFT projects, but DeFi projects and anything else built on blockchain is really what we want to see. It's not just about putting something that we had on Web 2 on Web 3. It's about where Web 3 can materially make things better. So much better that the value proposition is obvious, not kind of better so that some early adopters get it because they see the potential. A very obvious value prop that convinces people on its face. And I think Doodles is the one who executed that perfectly. This NFT NYC, of course, huge nod to Yuga last night with Eminem, Lil Wayne, and Snoop Dogg all on the docket for Ape Fest, which was a hell of a party. But forgive me if I'm remiss to figure out how dumping a ton of money you made into a large party helps your floor price. I am not. I think Ape Fest looked fun and amazing and a great value add if you are a Bored Ape. I'm not sure anybody on the outside was like, should I spend $95,000 for a Snoop Dogg concert where I?
Well, that's what I was thinking too, as an access pass. Like, that's great, but like, that's fine,
Right.
Yeah.
No, so that and I'll tell you, Eminem and Snoop releasing a new single with this ape branding and ape. I mean, that is huge. Yeah. They didn't need to do Ape Fest. They could have done that, and that'd be the biggest thing to come out, I think, of Yuga's NFT NYC. So I'm not knocking them. I'm just saying, like, Bored Apes coming out this morning, and it's, like, this is like, okay, fabulous party. I think. Look at what Doodles did. That's why that deserves a floor price bump, and they got one. And that's, I think the market was smart or doing what it should do.
Dikenza saying a lot of the collections looks like they had good events. Maybe it's more to prevent dumpage. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a good point that at this point in time, the apes are just expected to do big things, right? So maybe they're kind of just forced to continually outdo themselves in terms of their marketing and their events, right? Like,
oh, they certainly are.
And maybe consciously they weren't like, oh yeah, Eminem and Snoop coming out is going to pump the fuck out of the floor. But again, I don't think that you can have any debate that they put on the preeminent kind of party in NFT NYC, but they have to, right?
Yes,
they just have to.
But what
you think they can't let fucking Azuki come out there and show them up,
right?
Sorry.
So what are we doing here at NFT NYC? Right, this is the early These are the early adopters, and everyone's early and part of this industry, and the masses aren't here yet. Well, if you can cement your name into NFT lore, all right, if you're visible when the masses do come, that's where they're going to put their money. There's a reason, like Wonder Pals, Star Catchers, Little Lemon, all these collections where, all right, it was a party, like it was a little party. There were no major. It's like, oh, what's the point? What does it do for whole? Like blah blah blah. Because now when normies go to research NFTs and they pull up YouTube videos and they say, it's all about what's visible. And they're going to see Atom Bomb Squad, and they're going to see Azukis, and they're going to see Clonex, and they're going to see Little Lemons and Wonder Pet. And any project that made an effort to be there is a step closer into cementing themselves into 2021 NFT lore, right? This is, I say it all the time, 2021 is going to be a historic year. And it doesn't matter that 99% of stuff's going to go to zero, because 1% is still a lot of collections. Think about how much shit was put. There's a lot of collections in that 1%. All right. And you've been here for a while. You're mildly sophisticated. You know what to look for. If they showed themselves at NFT NYC this year, they're going to be here in a year. They're going to be visible. People are going to want those NFTs. And right now they're all selling at fire sales. So it's about what are they building towards? And they're cementing themselves into what the public is going to understand as NFTs. And then, as R2 said, you know, when you're the king, you got to do this. I mean, this was it was amazing, but it's table stakes for Yuga right now. God forbid they didn't end that way. I mean, the first and next.
Well, Amy Schumer now seems like a pump fake. Like,
right.
You thought Amy Schumer was our,
Well, that's the one thing. It's like there were so many crypto Twitter guys who are salty, libertarian, alpha, stoic, you know, the stoicism, these type of fucking guys who love to shit on woke comedians like Amy Schumer. And we're like, that's what Bored Apes spent their money. Then the coolest acts of the last 20 years come out the last day. So it shuts them up a bit.
Amy Schumer might have paid them to be there.
But
thanks for the pity laugh. I appreciate that.
But I do think if you are ever planning to go to an ape fest or a multi-day, always go for the last day. Just think logically. They have to end with a bang. All right. If you remember, you couldn't necessarily get tickets for every day, especially if you only had one ape, right? You needed multiple apes to get multiple days of tickets. So always get the last day. That's just a pro tip. They're always going to leave the best act for last.
So what are they going to do next party is the question, if they have to top that one.
Breaking news. The Supreme Court just overturned Roe.
Oof. Yeah, let's not get into that one. I don't think that's a surprise, though, is it?
No, it isn't.
No. All right, where else are we at? Any other collections making some news? Oh, we talked about the American Eagle one, I think, on Wednesday. That was, I don't think, huge. I don't know. Like, how do you feel about that?
Say it again.
American Eagle.
I mean, you know, it's, again, this is, none of these things on their own are enough to make a project. Like that's not going to turn Wonder Pals, Lemons, or anything into a blue chip because they got a partnership with American Eagle, but it is another step towards cementing themselves into NFTs. Okay, that you need your projects to be associated with what is known as NFTs, because you're going to need every price point for people coming in once the masses actually get here. You're going to need every price point from down to all the way up. And
I almost wondered if it was more of like a marketing ploy for American Eagle. I don't think that brand is like relevant anymore. Like, I know they still have stores and stuff like that, but you know what I mean? Like, I think that like that segment.
I don't think they would have done it unless they thought it was mutually beneficial.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. I'm trying to think of what are the other projects. Doodles right now having the duplicator, and I think a lot of people were confused as to what it ended up being because there's some rarities on the duplicator now, so they're kind of selling all over the place. But you know, some of them are selling for 8.35, and unless you kind of look closely, you can't really tell the difference. There's obviously inside the duplicator some different stuff going on. I wonder what the future of these, that it can't just be that, like it can't be, that'd be, I think they have to play into Doodles 2, which they announced. But if not, it was very underwhelming. But yeah, Doodles still making some good news. I'm trying to remember what other projects kind of popped up during NFT NYC, or not popped up, but were participating. Oh, Goblins. They were Goblins and Illuminati. Man, I saw some weird shit coming out of the Goblins, but I think it was more the fans. Did you see those people dressed up in the McDonald's outfit, like the employee outfit, dressed up as goblins, just walking around making all that? Was kind of cringy, man.
It's always cringy from the outside. I think all of this thing,
I don't know. I think that'd be cringy from the inside too.
People having fun is always cringy from the outside, and I think that you have to kind of suspend a little, you know. I don't know.
No, I get it for sure. I'm all for, like, I don't do it, but I'm all for like cosplay and
still above 4. They seem to have a little pump off of it. Yes.
Yeah, they did. I mean, they were under 3 for a little bit there, but having a nice little rally back for. Do you think Goblin Town does better in an NFT bull market too, or is this like the anti-bull? Like, you know,
I don't have a great read on it. I keep getting surprised at how much fortitude it has.
Sure, yeah, I agree. I thought this was a flash in the pan.
Like wearing these as their PFP. Yeah. Like I know it's like anti NFT, like not anti NFT, but like it's counterculture. Like it's like a haha, we're so ugly, we're so stupid, look at us rise thing. Yeah. But that we're thin, I don't know.
I find myself constantly intrigued by these because we are in agreement that the art is good, the branding has done wonders. Like they really kind of like took the weird goblin experience to the what is this shit? Go away! I can't even delete that off the thing. Guys, type some messages and get that shit off the screen. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that once the attention goes back, like it's just such good branding for where the market was. So I don't know. I'm just praying maybe Illuminati will flip it one day.
Yes, that would be. I mean, well, that would be interesting. It would kind of make sense. I mean, I don't know. It depends on whether people think they could capture lightning in a bottle twice, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I'm fascinated to see what they're doing up next.
You know, mutants and dogs are successful off the back of apes, right? Like, goblins are not successful off the back of truths. They were successful in their own vacuum of a moment and went viral. So I don't know if it's like I hope it does as a holder. I hope I hope these guys are God's gift to NFTs and they pump out blue chip collections on the regular and airdrop them to holders of truth. This is my greatest wish.
I'm still sitting on my 1 in 3 shot. I'm gonna take it. You only get one shot. Do not miss this chance for goblins. Cristiano Ronaldo, NFTs, Binance.
Binance. It's Binance.
Oh yeah, Decoy, great timing. Your thing just popped up as I was doing that. So Yeah, I mean, I don't think Cristiano Ronaldo needs any introduction to anybody in the world.
He's one of the best basketball players on earth. I understand.
That jig is up. We've done that before.
No, I haven't watched the NBA a lot in the last few years, but from what everyone tells me, this guy can ball.
You won what? You win a goblin? What did you win? Or are you talking about that thing that was up on the screen? Ugh.
I'm like, what did you win? I hope I won too. Did I win too?
Yeah, did we all win?
Win things, and there'd be somewhere you'd get to go see if you won also. Remember that in NFTs? I missed that. Like, oh, you won something? Maybe I did also. Let me go check all the appropriate channels.
Oh, God. Hey, again, still incredibly bullish on pre-mint for the kind of the aggregation of all of that pain that you go through on Discord.
I remember whitelists and pre-mint. God damn.
What's that?
I said I remember whitelists and pre-mint.
Yeah.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, it does feel. Times have changed for sure. We'll get back there though, for sure.
I am so curious to see how NFTs come out of this new. Obviously, it's just waiting for Ethereum to decide how much it's worth. Whether it's worth 3,000, 1,500, or 500, it doesn't know. Once it figures it out, I think NFTs will be like, all right, it's our turn again. But what will come out of it? Well, we know a Cristiano Ronaldo NBA collection is going to come out of it, as Binance did announce NFTs with him, right?
That's I wonder what did he put anything on his main page? Yeah, he did. He retweeted it. Oh no, he made a post. Okay. Let's do a sentiment check here. Proud to be partnering with Binance. Together, we'll give you the opportunity to own an iconic piece of sports history. I'm excited to take this journey with all of you. Let's change the NFT game with #Binance. Bullish. Messi owns you. Messi's better. Greatest player of all time.
What is this brand? What is this Sega Genesis versus Nintendo branding? What do they mean Binance is going to change the NFT? Fuck you, Binance. NFT,
yeah, I don't know.
fine. We don't need you. I'm just kidding.
I actually, surprisingly, no NFTs in there. It's all just like, we love you, Ronaldo.
That'd be a good
Anyone to get on this NFT whitelist will be a millionaire.
Oh, that's quaint.
CR7 rap rhymes. This tweet once again realized Cristiano Ronaldo is the greatest player of all time. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
Allow smaller companies and startups to have partnerships with some prestigious names as well. Web3 is about redistribution of wealth and flattening hierarchies.
What the fuck are you talking about? I'm sure they were no one's been prevented. Go ahead, go make a deal with Ronaldo.
Yeah, 100%. That's what I'm thinking here. Is just like, yeah, Ronaldo's going to partner up with Looks Rare.
He's not in this to change the world, my friend. I'm sorry to tell
he's getting paid for this. He is getting paid.
He doesn't even know what the fucking NFT is. I promise. He's like, okay, how much? Okay.
He does look slightly confused when he says it too.
Of course he looks confused. Please.
You want me to say what?
He's a great basketball player, but he's not a scholar. All right. And we understand that NFTs are new, and most people in NFTs can't even tell you what an NFT is. I don't expect him to understand either.
I just hope that the NFT is let me try and pull this up here. I hope that it's 10,000 generated PFP of the statue that they put up. Did you ever see the statue that they unveiled?
I remember that statue. The Down syndrome statue. This NFT is going to be 4 different shots of him playing basketball. It's going to be 4 different tiers. And the top tier will be like a 1 of 10. The second tier will be, 1 of 50,000. The third tier will be one of 100,000. That's all it'll be. It'll be 4 pictures.
And everyone that gets one will be a millionaire.
Yeah. And there'll be one of one for an auction. Because that's the.
This would just make a good NFT. We should just get ahead of the curve. Let's get one of these out. You could put the 3D glasses on them. You know, you could, I don't know, put a chain on them. Nice gold chain, a hat, some hats. Could be good. The money he's making, yeah, gonna take finance.
I think that this was also now. Well, this deal has likely been in the works for a while. It's a good look, we're solvent and safe move by Binance. Like, see, we could hire Ronaldo. We're smiling. We didn't have to cancel the deal because of the crypto market, all that good stuff. So I think Binance is solvent. I think that's good news.
Yeah, they still have some cash to burn.
Yeah. Yeah,
I don't think any of those crypto exchanges, the big ones, are doing too badly.
Well, that sounded like a ridiculous statement 3 weeks ago, but now nobody knows. We need to say these things out loud to make everyone. But yes, Coinbase is likely very solvent, as well. Binance. If anything, they're likely small victims of 3AC at worst, but I don't think.
Coinbase getting rid of Coinbase Pro to be replaced by Advanced Trade, but a feature within the main Coinbase app.
Many people are complaining about Coinbase and the fees and then this and then that. I mean, from what I understand, Coinbase is effective for getting your money into your bank account and out of your bank account, and it shouldn't be used for any other purpose. And yeah, they make a lot of money on getting it to and from your bank, especially if you want it there instantly. I think that's where a lot of their revenue comes from, because crypto people, it's like when I transfer, it should be there, right? Like, so they pick the instant option, even though it's a very high fee. Though I saw a lot of people complaining. They obviously because the fees on Coinbase Pro are negligible. They're almost nothing compared to Gossamer. That sounds very highfalutin, like someone I should know. Like if I were in art culture, who is Gossamer?
That's the Gossamer seeds.
Yes, let's go look at them.
They pumped. They were actually at 0.2 yesterday.
Ooh, very pretty.
What am I? Open. Oh, yeah.
Ooh,
they look good.
Hit me with give me your thesis. What are they? Is it a game? Is it gonna be a nice PFP?
Sold out.
That's a good start to any collection.
Awesome. You're early. Good. Time to get started. After all, there are dreams to carry and nightmares to battle. Unlock a new world.
Sounds like a game.
Wow. Only 6,000 followers on Twitter.
And
that's,
what
not, that's not enough.
How much was it?
0.6 right now, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Haven't quite the run. 2,000 ETH in volume. Why is my phone
just pulled back from $1,227 to $1,203. Let us see if it can turn 1,200 into the iron floor.
Yeah, huge, good volume on that too. I actually was looking at those yesterday. I did not buy. I'm not coping, but I just feel happy to sit on ETH right now, and I'm not long-term bearish on NFTs, but I'm just not interested in trading, and I don't want to buy anything for the long term right now. Actually, that's a lie. I bought a couple things this morning for the long term, but couple things. I'm sure you guys can figure out what it is.
Mm-hmm.
What else we got? I don't know. What do you got going on today? Friday? Hockey?
I said nothing. I do like hockey. I love hockey. It's hard for me to watch because of what happened to my team. I've been salty. It's been a rough few weeks. compounded by the New York Rangers. I can't even talk about it. It still hurts. It's still fresh. It's a fresh wound.
It kind of sucks too because the team that they lost to is now down. Oh, actually, it might make it feel better. They're down 3-1.
Nothing makes me feel better.
I mean, I don't think anyone was beating Colorado.
We were about 2 minutes away from going to the Stanley Cup. We were 2 minutes away from snuffing that team out, and we fumbled the bag.
I'm from Toronto, man. You can't. There's no amount of commiserating that's going to.
And you guys are like the Yankees, right? Well, the Leafs too, right? Are the Leafs the Red Sox or are the?
I would say the Red Sox only because of how long, how long the level of underperformance was, but then
Plus
the
they're
Red
red
Sox
too.
obviously got the monkey off the back eventually. The Yankees had a lot more success within it, but like the Leafs are in terms of like the popularity and the value, they are the Lakers and the Knicks. They are the Yankees. They are, the Dallas Cowboys of the NHL.
Right.
You either love them or you hate them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they're Canada's team. I think, yeah, if you don't like them, you hate them, even if you're from Canada. That's like, especially like the Montreal Canadiens, like the Vancouver, like they all hate them.
You know who I was a big fan of was Luongo on the Canucks.
Roberto Luongo, yeah.
Luongo. I was always a goaltender guy because Lundqvist was my favorite player. He really got me into hockey in a big way.
Henrik Lundqvist. Yeah.
Henrik Lundqvist. And the only thing that was bittersweet this year as I thought we were going to the Cup was, damn, right after he retired. He's probably the greatest goaltender to never win a Cup. Who else is up there? Did Brodeur win? Brodeur won, right?
Brodeur won. I don't think Dominic Hasek won a Cup.
Oh, he did it.
They made it to the Cup. I don't think he won one.
I
mean, he's a top 5, maybe top 3 goalie of all time.
Yeah. I mean, Lundqvist is up there. He's probably one of the best to never win a Cup. Sure. He had a knock a few close to getting to the Cup. If you're never in the Cup. So that was a little bittersweet for me. Like, damn, would the Rangers go to the Cup right after? That'd be hard to watch, I would think.
He did win. Sorry, he won on the Red Wings. I forgot that he was. Yeah,
I want to say I can't think of a better goaltender than Lundqvist that didn't win a Cup in their time. Maybe there is. I'm not a hockey historian, so I could be wrong.
I completely forgot that he played for the Red Wings.
That kid on the Islanders was good for DiPietro. What was his name? Was it
DiPietro?
Yeah. He was injury plagued though. He could have been a great, but I think he was injury plagued. He couldn't.
I think yeah. Numero uno is got to be Patrick Waugh if we're talking about goalies. All right, man. All right. It's Friday. We're feeling good. Feeling great.
We're feeling
things.
That's at least table stakes because there comes a point where you don't feel anything anymore. So feeling.
It's your term for the day, eh? Table stakes?
Yeah.
No, keep going. Feeling.
That's it. At least if you're feeling something, once you stop feeling.
Died long ago. All right, guys. Let's wrap this up. This has been episode 142 of the AlphaMint Morning Show. It is June 24th. I appreciate everybody that took the time out of their day to come tune in with us. ETH making a pretty nice move back up. We've got some resistance at about 1280, I think free market said. We've got some support a little bit lower. We'll see what happens within that range. S&P ripping today, almost at 3,900 now, up to almost 2.5%. Yeah, there you go.
I haven't looked.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
85 points right now.
oh,
Interrupted your bong rip there.
oh.
Had some bullish news out of Bank of England. Keep an eye out for coins, tokens, things in Web3 that are earning, generating revenue, building, growing, real live businesses. They could be very bullish coming out of this market. Then we started talking about some NFT NYC, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Lil Wayne performing for Ape Fest. Obviously, Doodle's having a good little run there, and some of the other stuff that went down. Kind of just vibing on other stuff. So if you tuned in late, you missed any of that, and you want to hear it, it's always there for you, guys. Fucking love you. Enjoy the weekend. We'll see you on the other side and see what happens. Free market. Get us out of here.
Good luck at the tables, D-Gen.